Have you ever thought to yourself, what's the best game out there? Yeah? So have I. Hey guys, my name is Ash Ketchum, and I'm on a journey to find the best game on PlayStation Premium, and today, I think I found the first one. We start things off with the letter A, and as you can see, we have a massive 57 games to choose from. Just by glancing over a few titles, we can see that we have some great contenders, so let's get started. Do note that with 57 games in this category, I have to skip a few. Otherwise, this video would be forever long. We have Absolver, a martial arts style game released in 2017. If you've played For Honor, then you know what this game is all about. Next, we have Abzu, which plays more as an underwater experience rather than a game. Still fantastic nonetheless. Ace Combat 7, a game considered to be one of the best in the flight combat genre. This game is also available for VR. Can you imagine this in VR? Oh, the motion sickness is real in this one. A Hat in Time is a 3D platformer that came to life thanks to a Kickstarter campaign. It released in 2017 and became to be one of the best rated platformers today. We have Ape Escape, Alone in the Dark, Origami, Arcana Heart 3, Ashen, Assetto Corsa, just to name a few games you've probably never heard of. We have Atari Flashback Classics Volume 1 and 2 for you retro nerds, myself included. We have Asura's Wrath, a game heavily slept on if you love over-the-top action and a great story. Game was amazing back in its time. And lastly, we have 12 Assassin's Creed games. With all these choices, I think most of us can agree that Assassin's Creed is the best game in this first category. But the question is, which one is above the rest? I had to look online to get a clue into which out of these 12 games is the best. After seeing a few rankings, 3 games always came out on top: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Origins, and Assassin's Creed Black Flag. The only Assassin's Creed that I've ever played was Black Flag, but that was ages ago, so I don't quite remember it. Honestly, I just had to do a leap of faith and pick one. So I went with Assassin's Creed Origins. Listen, maybe this wasn't the better choice, but like I said, I've never played much Assassin's Creed to begin with. So without further ado, let's jump right in. We start a new game and are welcomed to a cutscene. I let it play out and I understand nothing so far. All I got from it was that something happened in Siwa, and Bayek, our character, is hell-bent on taking down everyone involved in whatever happened that day. The game puts us immediately in a tutorial fight. I think this is common in every game at this point. We fight Hepatos, the bodyguard of the guy we just took down, in a scripted battle where we learn our attacks, dodge, blocks, you know, all the basics. During the battle, we fall into a giant pit, and after defeating him, we must find a way out by going through a tomb while still learning some other abilities. We make it out, and there are some soldiers attacking one of our allies, so we step up and take him down. Our friend suggests we go back to the village in order to get some rest after all the unaliving we've been doing. We refuse because, like I said, this man is out for revenge. We still go with him to the village in order to get some supplies. On our way there, I gotta say, the environment looks beautiful. The sand dunes make the world seem infinite. Keep in mind that I haven't opened up the map yet, so I was in for a surprise when I did. On our way to the village, our boy Hepsfa here doesn't seem to give a about the pedestrians. This man is straight up plowing down men, women, children, horses, you name it. This doesn't have to do anything with the story, but I just found it funny as hell. We arrive to our destination and a cutscene plays where an old friend tends to our wounds, and while that's happening, we fall asleep. We awaken sometime later, and some soldiers have found us and are here to take us out. This is another tutorial section where we learn about the stealth aspect of the game, which to me is my favorite part. There's just something about quietly taking out enemies that's very satisfying. We proceed to take out the soldiers, and you guessed it, another cutscene plays out, where we learn the name of our next target, Medunamun? Medunamun. Let's call him Bad Guy for short. We follow a short quest in which we learn to hunt for resources in order to upgrade our gear. After that, I make my way to the city where Bad Guy is at and locate him using our eagle called Sinu. If you look at the quest, you can see it says that the suggested level for this quest is 5. I'm only level 2, so I'm thinking 3 levels shouldn't be a big deal. So I head in stealth first. Bad Guy is accompanied by 2 level 5 bodyguards, and before I can do anything, I get spotted and all hell breaks loose. I assert my dominance by standing on top of a pergola, challenging anyone who dares come at me. I start unleashing a hail of arrows upon my enemies with my level 1 bow that deals almost no damage. I get hit with 2 arrows and I'm already rethinking my life decisions. I notice I'm getting shot at from a different side, so now my plan is to retreat. I jump off trying to make a run for it, and then bro folded me like a lawn chair. I'm determined to get this quest done, just to prove a point. So I go back in, trying to be stealthy. But there are so many guards around, it's insane. I finally get Bad Guy alone, and I start going ham on the guy. He gets back up and gets a hit on me, and I start running. And I mean running. I ran into an underground temple and hid there until they weren't looking for me anymore. Some might call me a coward, but I call it a strategical retreat. I take out one of the guards and I was in the clear, so now it's time to make my move. Bad Guy is coming back to the temple with his bodyguards, and I decided screw it. I'm gonna take him out and make a run for it. I waited for him to get in range and took him out in one blow. I was panicking, spamming the triangle button, and luckily, that started a cutscene that saved my life. Now this cutscene I enjoyed. It showed us Bayek's past and why he is who he is today, on why he is so hell-bent on taking out those who entered Siwa that day. Here, we meet Bayek's son, Kimu, but don't get too attached now. They set off to do some hunting and help the boy overcome his fears when some soldiers appear with a kidnapped boy from our village. We send Kimu home, and while trying to save the boy, we proceed to get, you guessed it, folded like a Nokia 2780. We get captured along with our son and are taken to a temple. These guys want me to open a vault door that we've never seen before. I don't really know why they think my son would know anything about this, but maybe they're just using him as leverage. They leave us alone for a few seconds and Kimu manages to steal a knife from one of the guards. They come back and decide that this was a waste of time. Bayek uses the knife to cut himself free, puts down 2 guards and attacks the leader of the group, but ended up being outsmarted. Damn, to have to kill your own kid is cold. We end the cutscene by, you guessed it, getting folded like a Game Boy Advance SP. We return to the present, where we say goodbye to our friend and must now travel to Alexandria to track down the other targets. I looked at the quest tab and saw that my next main quest suggests that I be level 10 or higher. And I think I've learned my lesson. So before I even try that, I'm going to complete a few side quests till I'm ready. If you know me by now, this is where I got sidetracked. I've been playing for about 10 hours now, just doing side quests and exploring the region. I even went over the suggested level by mistake. I was just having fun with the game. Fast forward, I'm now level 16, and as you can see, I got some major upgrades to my armor, weapons, and tools. Even made my way through an entire skill tree. We finally make our way to the library to meet up with my wife. Her cousin Thanos shows up and leads the way to her hideout, where we finally meet Aya. By we, I mean me and you.
I missed you.
Never again should we spend months apart. We only have each other. Without him, what?
Let us be together. Us two. Each to each.
I wish my wife greeted me like that. We give her the news about Bad Guy, and she tells me that she has killed 2 of the 4 men that were involved in the death of Kimu.
When he returned, I forced him to wear it. Then I thrust this knife through his eye slits.
Aya.
Bayek is shocked to learn that she had to go through that experience. With 3 targets down, we make our way to the royal palace, where we find a letter that gives us the identity of the final target. We head on over to the bathhouse and find Eldoros enjoying himself. We have no weapons in this section of the mission, so we must get up close and personal to take him out quickly. Luckily, Aya gave us a new tool back at the hideout, a hidden blade that's on our wrist. With his guards all over the place, starting a fight here would be lethal for me, so I make sure no one is looking while I climb up the wall to get to the ceiling. With Eldoros in my sights, he doesn't know he's about to take his final breath. In the afterlife, Eldoros tells us that he is not the snake and that the snake would never die, meaning that there is more to the story than we think. A few spectators saw what happened through the window and alerted the guards. With the guards now looking for me, I sneak my way out of the bathhouse and make my way back to Aya and give her the news.
My dearest.
The snake, Gennadios, are dead. It was Eudoros. He died flailing in the baths.
I wish I had been there.
With all 4 targets in the ground, our journey for vengeance is now over, and we proceed to clap some cheeks. Of course, this can't be the end of the story, but that's a story for another video. I hope you enjoyed what I thought was the best game in the first category. Do you think one of the other games are better? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thanks for watching till the end. My name is Ash Ketchum. See you next time.